Hey there everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make my kitty cat candy holders. The supplies you're going to need for this project is a Cricut machine. You'll also want some cardstock. I use 65 to 100 pound cardstock. You need a plastic half ornament ball. I use an 8cm ball here in this tutorial, but you can adjust to other sizes and I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. I'm using Tombow liquid glue as well as some 3D foam tab tape. I'm also going to be using a weeding tool. You'll need some candies. You may also want the perforation tool, although this is optional for the Cricut Maker machines. And then you'll need the pet candy holder templates, which are linked below for our premium members. Well, hey there everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to assemble my kitty cat candy holder. Say that 3 times fast, right? So I've already done a bunch of puppy dogs on these, and this is basically assembled the exact same way. So I'm not going to go over the design space setup because it's the exact same thing, but if you need more help on the design space setup, make sure you visit the link that's in the video description to my original one. And I just wanted to show this assembly process because it was my kitty cat, and even though they all come together relatively the same, I just thought it would be fun to feature this for our cat lovers. So this is what we're going to be making today. You're going to need some candy, you're going to need a Cricut machine and a mat. You may want a weeding tool on hand to be able to pick the backs off of your foam tab tape, which is the adhesive we're going to be using between our layers. You'll also want to have a half plastic ornament ball. You can find these on Amazon, and I have resources below for you so you can follow those links if you're not sure where to get these. And then of course you will need paper as well. I recommend using between a 65 pound and 100 pound weight cardstock for this project. I'm going to be doing a gray, black, and white kitty for this design that I'm crafting here, but you can see that it also looks super cute as a black and brown kitty. You could even maybe do like an orange kitty as well. So you could change the colors in order to change the type of cat that you might want to make. So let's go ahead and get started with this project. Like I said, if you need more design space help with this, make sure you visit the link below because I already have another video on this where I go over that. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting my design out here on my Cricut. I've already scaled and loaded it up in design space, and that other video goes over how to scale everything even if your plastic ball is a different size than mine. I'm using an 8cm one here, which is what I recommend, but if you use a different size, I show you in the other video how to scale it so that your ornament ball will fit accordingly to what you choose. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and load my Cricut machine. And we're going to cut this out. Now with our design, I did set the file up so that there is a perforation on the back here. And again, I go over that in the other video. So make sure you check that out if you want to know. You will need a Cricut Maker in order to do the perforation. If you do not have the Cricut Maker, then you could always still score it with the Explore machine, and that would just kind of mark the spot for where the recipient could work the package open without completely destroying your kitty cat. So I am going to be using the perforation blade for this layer here, and I'm just going to change that blade out. And it's going to perforate first, and then we'll insert our fine point blade to cut out the design. So I'm going to remove my perforation blade and put my fine point blade back in. You don't want to unload your mat. You just want to hit the go button after you put your fine point blade in, and it's going to cut out around that perforation. So we're going to go ahead and assemble this now. So you want to start with the 2 biggest pieces here, and then you want to get your plastic candy ball here, and you're going to want to fill that with the candy of your choice. I'm just going to do some Hershey Kisses here. So you don't want to overfill it, just fill it to where you're comfortable with it. And then you're going to add some foam tab tape. And because this kitty has some cutouts, I'm going to flip this over and add it to this side here, so that I know it's not going to show when I put it down. I'm then going to use my weeding tool here just to help me remove the backs of the sticky foam tab tape. Just like that. Makes it a little bit easier. Alright, so now that we have that prepped, what you want to do is take your base piece here and you want to lay it on top and then flip it over and get it kind of centered there. It doesn't have to be perfect. You'll be able to shift it once we put this piece down. All right, now before we add this piece here, we do want to add on the part of the head that accounts for the black of the eyes and the markings on the cat. So for this part, you don't want to add foam tabs because it would offset it to look a little bit weird and it wouldn't line up properly. So for this part, I do recommend like a regular flat scrapbooking tape, or you can even use like a liquid glue if you want. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on there and add that. Okay, so now that we have that part on, we can go ahead and place on this part with all of our foam tape. So you just want to take your time to line that up nice and careful. Send it down once you feel like you've got it aligned. Okay, there we go. So our candy is now secured inside of our little kitty here. And if you flip over at this point, you can see that perforation on the back if you were able to do that. And that's where your recipient would be able to tear it open. So we're all set on that part, and all we need to do at this point is just add the rest of the facial details and the paws and the tail to our kitty. And I'm gonna do, some of those details are going to be with the tab tape, and then some of them are going to be with a little bit of glue. So usually the more intricate pieces I'll do with the glue or some regular scrapbooking tape, and then like the paws and the tail and the little nose area, I'll add the tape behind and the ears as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting some of those foam tabs down. Kitty mouth and nose area. And then let's work with the paws next. Two of the paws are slightly more flat on the bottom, and those are the ones that go on the feet, and the other two go up here. Okay, so for his eyes, I'm going to layer these two together, the black and in my case the blue, and then we'll add some foam tabs right here, and it'll help elevate the eyes to match the height of this paper here. And then these other details, the mouth and the little pink nose part, I'm gonna add on with glue. Alright, so there is our adorable kitty cat. This one is a kind of black, white, gray cat. This is a brown cat here with some black markings, and you could do maybe like an orange tabby cat or something like that as well if you had the right color paper. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. They're super cute. I have some dog ones, and I'm going to continue to develop these since so many of you are loving them so much. I really appreciate it. These are all available in the Premium Member Vault, which is linked below for you from AbbiKirstenCollections.com. I'll see y'all there. Bye for now.